Alright, hi everybody, what's going on? It's another Monday, and you know what that means. It's another Murderous Monday. Now, today, and now on this channel, I talk about serial killers, or just regular killers, and I upload every Monday, hence the name. And the next killer that I will be talking about is Paris Bennett. Who was he? What was his early life like? And why and how did he become so evil? I will answer that and more in this video as I take you down the perspective mind of a killer. So, here's a little trigger warning. If you guys do not want to hear about stabbing, I'd say click off this video and I'll see you in another one. But for those that want to stick around and the ones that want to stick around and listen to me talk about this video, just hang tight. On February 4th, 2007, Paris Lee Bennett, a 13-year-old American boy, murdered his 4-year-old sister, Ella Bennett, in Abilene, Texas. Paris stabbed Ella 17 times, and the motive for his murder was Paris's resentment towards his mother, Charity Bennett, as he believed the best way to emotionally damage her was to take away one of her children, which he basically took away both of them because now he's in jail for life. Well, he has parole in 2040, but I don't know if he's going to get it. He was also only 13. Paris pleaded guilty in juvenile courts to capital murder and was given the maximum sentence of 40 years in prison, with the possibility of parole after 20 years. Following the murder, Paris was diagnosed as a psychopath. The murder has gained extensive attention due to its circumstances, as well as the ages of both the perpetrator and the victim. Background: Charity Bennett, the mother of Paris and Ella Bennett, was the daughter of Kyla Clark Bennett, a woman who was charged with conspiring to murder her husband. And Charity's father... Kyla, her, basically, Paris's maternal grandma, conspired to murder her husband and his grandfather, James Robert Bennett Jr. She was controversially found not guilty, and Charity believes her mother was actually guilty. Kyla later joked in a documentary about manipulating the jury. During her childhood, Charity intentionally became addicted to drugs in an attempt to bring attention from her mother. From her mother to her, but Kyla never showed any interest. Murder. Shortly before the murder, Charity had relapsed into her drug addiction, and this was believed to be Paris's breaking point to what made him decide to murder Ella. However, Paris displayed warning signs of violence before the murder and has since admitted the feeling of homicidal tendencies since he was a young child. On February 4th, 2007, Charity hired a babysitter as she had to work late at her job at the restaurant, Buffalo Wild Wings, as it was the night of 2007. Also, the Super Bowl was also played that night too. Around 10 p.m., Paris was able to manipulate the babysitter and convince her to leave the house. Later that night, sometime before 11:30 p.m., Paris entered Ella's room and stabbed her 17 times. Following the murder, he called a school friend for about 6 minutes before deciding to call 911. At 11:42 p.m. On the call, Paris appeared to fake insanity, telling the dispatcher that he thought Ella was an inflamed pumpkin-headed demon and stabbed her. Once the dispatcher instructed Paris to perform CPR, he instead pretending he was by counting with the dispatcher as he paced around the room. Paris was later arrested sometime before 12:30 a.m. Legal proceedings. Hold on. Legal proceedings. Following his arrest, Paris was charged with the capital murder of Ella. Paris was not charged as an adult since the minimum age as a juvenile can be tried as an adult was Texas was 14. He was instead charged in juvenile court and pleaded guilty to capital murder. He was sentenced to 40 years in prison with the possibility of parole after 20, which is the maximum sentence for a defendant convicted of capital murder in juvenile court in Texas. When he was 19 years old, Paris was transferred to an adult prison. During proceedings, Paris was diagnosed as a psychopath. He said he has had homicidal intentions since he was a child. Paris will first be eligible for parole in February of 2027. If he is never granted parole, he will be released in February of 2047. Aftermath. Charity initially maintained contact with Paris. Since the murder which Paris said astounded him. Charity has been told that she and her new son are at risk once Paris is released, which she accepts and has acknowledged that she will most likely need to move into a new location once Paris is released. That is, if she's not dead yet. Experts have said that it is unlikely that Paris could ever be rehabilitated. In 2021, Charity stated that she had ceased all communication with Paris after learning he was involved with a woman who was on bond 2 hours away from where she lived for planning a mass shooting. She stated, "I finally accepted it is okay to love him as my son, but really dislike him, the man that he has become." In 2017, a documentary titled "The Family I Had" was released about the case. It focused on Charity's life of being the daughter of a murder suspect, Kyla, and the mother of both a murderer, Paris, and her murder victim, Ella. Paris made headlines in 2019 when he gave an interview to broadcaster Piers Morgan, and he was basically saying that, that he intentionally did it because he wanted to punish his mother by taking one of her kids out, but basically she has to grieve over both of them, technically, because, the other one's still alive but in jail. And before we click off of this video, I want to tell you guys the next one, what I will be doing. I can never find it. Okay. Excuse me. Found it. Alright, so next we will be talking about these it's a 2-for-1 case. We will be talking about these killers of a husband and wife, or no, girlfriend and boyfriend. It's not Bonnie and Clyde, but it's something like Bonnie and Clyde. It's the modern day Bonnie and Clyde. It is their names. I'll give you a hint because they don't use their names when they talk about the killers. Their nicknames are basically a toy that a female toy that she is and that she has a boyfriend of. The female toy has a female the female toy has a boy toy as a boyfriend and girlfriend. And that it's blank and blank. The girl and the guy, and it's the killers. But you know, it's like the modern day Bonnie and Clyde. So if you guys know it, please put it down in the comments. If the comments are on, I don't know. And please like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace. Yeah, stay cool, stay safe. It's a hot one this week. Peace.